You guys doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, we got a tent and we're set up here. Nice. I like it.
You hoping to play a little bit more this week, or typically starters go a little bit longer in the third preseason game and all that? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure how long Coach has me playing, but I'm always ready. So, it's good to get back out there. Obviously, last game getting back out there playing on the road, tough environment. Felt like we moved the ball extremely well. Did some great things there, and and so hopefully coming up into this week, hopefully we can do the same thing and just continue to improve and continue to get better.
What's the value for the starters for you to come in at halftime and then go back out in the preseason game for the second half and start again?
I think the value of just playing in general is great, just because you get that feel, you get that sense of energy. Your mind has to think. You're always thinking through practice, but then when you're going against another team, you're processing as much information as you can, and then to be able to go in and halftime and come back out, or whatever, depending on how that is. When you come back out, that 15 minutes of halftime, you get to kind of practice. You get to kind of practice how you're gonna get ready again. You know what I mean? Get ready for the next 30 minutes of football, and you should, to be honest with you, whether you're playing or not playing, it should never change. You really should be doing that every time you step on the field, every time you go to a game, and you're processing, putting the jersey on, you're thinking about, what would I do here? How would I do this? Having your little habits that you do that make sure that you're ready, and those little techniques that you do to make sure you're prepared.
In that 15 minutes, how much is your own time? How much do you meet with your coaches? How much is a team? What's the breakdown?
The 15 minutes is really about 12 minutes because you come back out with 3 minutes to go, so it's pretty fast. You go to your locker, put your helmet down, and for me, it's a good 12 minutes of processing everything that happened and getting ready for what's about to happen in the next half, and telling guys and talking to guys and thinking about what could we do this half. So you're trying to analyze what you did and trying to get ready for what you're about to do.
What's it like playing in that stadium down there?
In LA?
Yeah.
It's good. It's just like any other stadium. It's not as big, obviously, but it's it's a nice locker room, all that kind of stuff. It's a good setup. It works. It's a football field. It doesn't really matter where we play.
What did you like about what you guys did offensively in the last game?
I love the tempo. I loved how we got in and out of the huddle. I love how we make plays. I love guys showing up. Tyler Lockett looked great. JB looked great as well. Line gave me great protection. A lot of good things, and we can still tighten up on some things too. That's the good part. So, now it's hopefully that was a very good defense too. One of the top defenses in the league. We're going against another top defense in the league this week. So, I thought we played well. So hopefully we can play well this week.
What's one thing after watching the film that you say, all right, I'd like to see that tightened up in this game on Saturday?
I wish I hit Chris Carson on that one. It's really mostly it. I think there's a couple of things, I guess. It's just as a team. Not getting the penalties. We had a couple penalties there. You never want to have those. Those are probably the two things I'd say.
We didn't talk to you last week after the news came out. What made you want to get into soccer ownership?
Yeah. I think first of all, I've always loved soccer. That's actually the first sport I ever played. Then I started playing baseball shortly after. I think first of all, for our kids and for our family. I've always, wanted to be a sports owner. I've always wanted to get involved in helping, cultures and continue to establish them and grow them, be around great players. I love sports. And so I've also always loved the Sounders, just going to games. It's always, I love the crowd. The crowds, I love the chants they do and the clapping, and it's pretty cool. So I think it's something great. It's a legacy thing for our family too. In Seattle, I think we really care about Seattle. It's a special place for us, and we wanted to make sure it didn't move anywhere else, to be honest with you. And that was a thought, a little bit of a thought. And so to get involved and to be a part of it, it's really special.
Did they come to you with, hey, there's a California investment group that might move the team? Is that they came and approached you guys?
Without getting too much detail, I think that Terry Meyerson and I, we know each other. We kind of connected that there could be an opportunity. I also know Adrian pretty well too as well. So we kind of talked about, hey, there could be an opportunity. As soon as that, hey, we'd love to be involved. Let's get this thing going. Let's get everybody enthused about it. So then we had dinner actually at our house, me and Sarah's house. This is probably November, I would assume. I can't remember exactly the date, to be honest with you. But had pretty much all the families over to the house. and said, hey, we got to do this, and just kind of get all the information, what's going on, and really try to say that, hey, let's keep this in Seattle. Let's keep the Sounders in Seattle. And so took a cool selfie photo and said, let's do this, And so we were in, and that's all she wrote.
What was that feel like when you walked up to Yesler, all of those kids, and the Black family, and you and Sierra, and
you were there that day, right? Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, that going up to Yesler and being around all the kids, and getting out of the car, and just me and Sierra getting there with our kids, it was really special just to see that so many families, so many people that we can impact and affect. We really believe that soccer is a great sport to do it. I think all sports are. I mean, sports and music, Sarah and I always say this, but sports and music are the two most entertaining things in the world. Sports bring people together. No matter what our race is, no matter what our socioeconomic status is, no matter what gender we are or anything, it brings us together. And I think the same thing with music when we do that. And so to be able to bring people together to support the Sounders, but also support our community. That's what we're really interested in with the Sounders, and our ownership with the team and partnership with the team is to really, find new ways to bring people together and bring young kids to one to get outside. Two, I think also to grow on the communication with others. I think that nowadays. A lot of times kids, to be honest with you, sit inside and they play video games, and there's nothing wrong with video games, but to get outside and to communicate and socialize is key, and to meet other people is so important. And I think that's what soccer, that's what football, that's what baseball, that's what basketball, all those sports can do. And so that's really our interest in really also for young kids to have a healthy lifestyle, to get kids out running around, playing, having fun, putting a smile on their face. And so I think for Sierra and I, for Macklemore, for example, for the whole ownership group, we really, for Satya Nadella too, for a bunch of Terry, everybody, we really wanted to just kind of, do something really special where our families could really do something cool in the community.
What was the process like from when you said, yeah, this is something I want to do, to when it was completed? Was it difficult? What was that like?
It wasn't difficult in terms of, when we had like I said, when we had that dinner meeting, we were all in, me and Sierra, and then, everybody else was like, let's go, and we kind of enthused everybody, and everybody enthused us, and we were all in. It was pretty simple, to be honest with you. Like I said, we took that selfie picture, and it was pretty much done. But basically, really what had to happen was, you have to go through the whole process, lawyers and getting, contracts and everything figured out. That takes time. And we were just excited to announce it, kind of. We had a couple of weeks there. We had to kind of everybody, hey, don't tell anybody. It was really, but it was kind of one of those things that we were excited about announcing, and for our city, Seattle, and we're excited about that.
What position did you play?
Second.
What position did you play?
A soccer?
Yeah.
I played goalie. I left the goalie too much though. I was trying to score all the time. I played goalie and I played attacking too.
I feel like Brian got you guys in a pretty good rhythm just off of play action. Do you feel like play action is something that's been integrated as more of a staple in the offense, maybe in years past where it's been something that's sprinkled in from time to time, and now it can be an every down thing?
Well, I think with the way we run the ball, we want to be physical. We want to be at downhill at the point of attack, and then we want to be able to play action it. And then I think we want to be able to get the ball out quick too, and do all that stuff too. So we want to be versatile. We want to be able to do that. But I think obviously our running game is very strong. Our play action game is very strong. Those are things that we do great, and I think that we can continue to get even better, and continue to get even more solid in that, and do everything else great. To win a championship, you got to do everything great. There has to be some things that you do right, all the time, but the reality is you got to be great in third down, you got to be great in the red zone, you got to be great every situation you get, and so that's the challenge, and that's why we're out here practicing and trying to get it right.
Do you feel like play action can help get you in rhythm?
Yeah, I think so. I think because of our running game, what Chris Carson can do and Penny can do and everything else, I think it gives us a chance for sure.
There's been a couple running backs that have been down here and missed some time, but how comfortable are you with the guys behind you right now in the group that you have?
Yeah, I feel super comfortable with the guys we have. I mean, Chris Carson looked, mid-season form the other night. Penny's looked great too as well, especially in the first game. He really had got a lot of nice runs. Second game, we kind of were, especially with the second group, we were kind of long distances, so he didn't get the ball as much and everything the way that we wanted him to. But he's looked great all camp. For CJ and JD in particular, JD had a great day today. Made a lot of plays today. He's always open. CJ looked great yesterday. I think him just staying healthy is the biggest thing for him, and just he's a tremendous player. You guys have seen what he can do when he's on the field, and so there's so many guys. And then Homer's he's stepped up too. He's been a rookie that's taken on the challenge and great on special teams too. He did a good job in the Vikings game, getting on the edge and sprinting down, trying to get the first down the other day. So there's a lot of things he can do too. So I feel really strong about our running back group.
You guys got Jacob Hollister back last week. Will Disley played in the preseason this past week? Just as that tight end group is getting healthier, what do you see out of that position?
Well, we want our tight ends to be physical, and they definitely are that. And I think we also want them to continue to get open. They had a great day today getting open. You saw Nick on the sideline. You saw Disley catch the touchdown. There's a lot of guys catching the football. Hollister's been great, especially when he's out here. He had that 1 week essentially or whatever it was that he was down, but he's been really sharp. So his mind is great too. I think we're excited to get Ed back at some point here too as well, and his leadership. And I think the tight end group has been tremendous. They've been on their stuff. Nick did a tremendous job blocking the other night in the game. It's good to see. Can you guys hear me still? Cut off. It was good to see Disley too. Go back to his first game, getting back, and that was a big cool thing for him. I think that was a kind of just it's a special feeling, when you have that long, you haven't played the game that you love, but playing with the teammates that you love, and then to kind of realize, what, I'm back. It's worth it.
Keenan Reynolds has a pretty interesting sounding job in the Navy. He's a cryptological warfare officer. What do you know about what he does?
It's funny because I asked him that last week. I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "It's some cryptic stuff." I'm like, "What do you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And so it's pretty fascinating just to think about, him obviously being a tremendous football player, I think he's the leading touchdown guy ever in NCAA history. Just to think about that too. I mean, this guy, he's got something special to him, and he's doing everything he can to make our team. I think he's a great player. You can trust him. You know what he's doing. He's smart as can be, and he's got a great attitude. So I really, really, really love Keenan.
So he wouldn't tell you what he did?
He didn't tell me. That's the thing. I tried to so what'd you do? He didn't really give me anything. I was like, dang. I guess he's doing his job, huh?
In your career, do you go into these preseason games with things that you want to try to accomplish or try before the season gets underway?
I think the first game, which I didn't play in, the first game for me, knowing that I'm not going to play. Okay, so my whole thing was get ready, feel the feeling of what it's going to be like. Games on the line, treat my warm up like I was going to play, getting lathered up. My whole routine, making sure my routine is just rock solid. I have a routine. That I do just to make sure I'm going through all my steps to make sure that I'm fully ready, did everything, just get your cleats ready, get your mind right, get this right, get your footwork right, all those things that you do, that you would do on a game day in a big championship game, make sure you're doing those. So that way when you go into the real game that you're playing, it's habitual, it's just kind of like you're hopping on the bike and going home. And so I did that the first game. The second, that's why mission was accomplished there. And I think the other thing about the first game was just being in tune with everybody, watching, being on the sideline, being like I'm in the game, watching, this is where I'm going to go, in my head, all that. And then I think the second game for me was really is capture the feeling. That was kind of my mission, is just capture the feeling. And the second thing, tactical wise, was tempo. Get everybody going. Let's go. Championship drive. No, I played that much, so these are the 1-2 drives I'm going to get. It's time to go. And it was great. I'm glad we had to go against such a great defense too, and get us prepared and get us ready, and make sure you got to be sharp, and that we definitely were on the ones.
Do you think it would be to sustain that tempo now that you're in year 2 with Mike Solari and Brian Schottenheimer? And it seems like everybody's a little bit more on the same page having that knowledge.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. Like anything you do, the more that you're around each other, the more that you get to spend time with each other, on and off the field, but then also just in the meeting rooms and just the terminology that everybody understands and what everybody's doing. I think Coach Schottenheimer's done a tremendous job with that year 1. Like I told you guys last year, I thought, really we took about 70% of the offense, what we've done really well, and then added 60-40, 70-30, whatever, and then he added a bunch of great stuff too as well, and run game and pass game and everything else. And then and then we're just building even that much more, this year. So it's exciting, and I think that terminology, and Coach Solari is a great football coach. I mean, you should see this guy teach. This him teaching in the class, in the room, in the meeting rooms is just tremendous as well. So having two great teachers and then also great competitors, it really it's a really good thing.
What have you seen out of GT Barrett so far?
JT's been great. Obviously him having to step in the other night, he had great confidence in that. Then I think out here he's done a great job of trying to learn the plays as fast. He's really only been here for a week and a couple days, so for him to learn all the terminology, he's done a tremendous job. He's professional as can be. He's a winner. Thinking about all those games he's won in college, he has that for sure. Say again?
You played Joey Hunt maybe the other night to keep Josh Ferguson's fumble alive. Pat Harris to recover. What kind of example?
Yeah, that was the Joey's play was probably the play of the night, just in terms of how we want to be able to play in terms of effort and in terms of everybody laying it on the line. Joey's always been that type of player. He did a great job of that. That's what it takes. Sometimes things are going to happen not the way you want. Jazz has had a great preseason, and the ball got stripped away from him, and then Joey go in there and save the day was tremendous.
The offensive line has suffered a few injuries here throughout the preseason. What have you seen from those guys, especially the second unit, as they've kind of tested their depth and how they've done here throughout a couple games?
Well, I think the first unit looks really sharp. I think the second unit, what we got to do is stay on schedule. I think that's the thing that we're not doing a great job of. It's unfortunate when guys getting hurt, and that's part of the process, unfortunately, in this game. But I think the thing that we got to do, and we're really good when we don't, get offside penalties or when we don't get holdings and stuff. So we got to be cleaner there. That's our responsibility as a whole offensive group. We got to be cleaner there. Can't have any of that stuff. I think that will give us a great chance to be successful.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you, guys. Go Hawks. Yep.